Alrighty, boob tubes. Another one of keeps clips. So we're going to do a roundup of everything that's happening in the Middle East and beyond. Some would say in Europe, but is Ukraine Europe? Anyway, so do a wee roundup, touch on two top of the hour news bulletins from Doha and London. Have a wee look. We need to fish for better other news agencies. You know, I'm pretty sure you can still get Press TV somehow, some way, and shit like that. It'd be interesting to actually have a look at their stuff. Anywho, 2 American SEALs dead, Americans injured or close to injured or whatever they were getting assessed. In fact, I think they even had said there was one injured in that Iranian strike on the airfield inside Iraq. Iran's hitting targets inside Syria. They're saying it's ISIS and Israeli targets they're hitting. Israeli intelligence targets and ISIS. Can you see what it is yet? But with the fog of war, you just really don't know what's true. Everybody's capable and probably is using smoke and mirrors for their war effort. You know, just the way the West used to be able to use your Allah Akbar armies, whatever they were called, changed their name more than. Just thinking of a funny analogy and I can't. Change your name more than a buy in the run. Anyway, so Iran is now using the terrorists' excuse to hit other countries, vice versa, just like the West has been doing for some time, you know. Oh, Al-Qaeda's there, we need to go in. Oh, they just popped up. Good, let's go in. Oh, weapons of mass destruction, they're going to hit us in 40 minutes, Tony Blair. Let's go in. Let's have a wee look. The anti-China shit is getting ramped up to 11 as well. Over here in the UK and I think YouTube land as a whole, because the guy's now going to be on Fox News. He was on Talk TV or something, you know. Piano Gate when Chinamen walked up and were upset. I mean, it's a storm in a Chinaman's teacup. Boom, 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 boom. And what'd you call that? Your China cup? No. Chinese fucking cup. Anywho, watch the press turn up the fuck China rhetoric up to 11. Going to be funny, man. It'll come at you for all angles, you know. And what happened to that guy was well messed up, you know. Well messed up. If something like that happened to me, I would have been so polite. I would have got arrested for all sorts of misdemeanors. Because apparently there's certain fucking demographics out there who think they're protected against getting the piss took out of them. You know what I mean? It's alright to go 20 yards, 30 yards, couple of miles that way, and start taking the piss out of people's accents and your inability to understand them. Right, that's all good. But there's certain places you can't go and take the piss out of accents. I think even... You know what I mean? And these things evolve as the snow keeps on coming. Get it? And some of us who are getting old, the way you talk, it doesn't resonate with the kids anymore. And I'm a stubborn bastard. Ah, fuck you, man. Words are not the fucking problem. If you want to try and tell me who I am because of the words I use instead of what I do, fuck you. Anywho, so let's have a wee shifty of what's going on in the world, right? So, Ukraine, I heard the figures. It was close to $1 trillion dollars that's been ploughed into there. It wasn't quite $1 trillion, it was like 70, 80 billion. Right, and is 100 billion $1 trillion? Fucking too many zeros for my fucking dyslexic nut, right? Well, a lot of dough funneled into this thing, man. And it isn't because the fucking West love Ukrainians so fucking much. It's because they want the economy and want to take it away from the Russian Federation, weaken them, strengthen us, and then put pressure on Crimea. I've spoke about the significance of Crimea before, militarily speaking. Go and check it out, man. Right, so let's do the BBC's first. Go. Up. See? Flawless motherfuckers.
News. The Israeli military says 21 of its soldiers have been killed in Gaza, the deadliest attack on its troops since the start of its ground operation.
I'll repeat. Who is dying in their droves in the fucking quagmire hellhole that area of the world has been turned into? Jews and Muslims, right? And people think my theory about Israel being set up by everybody goes to Rothschild. No. Lord Balfour. Go and check out who Lord Balfour was. In fact, this is Ramblings of a Madman's Mind, small version, World War III edition. Right, where the fuck was that? Where did I find that? Is it down here? Hold on. In here. What the fuck? In here. I just talk about it amongst yourself. I've just seen it fucking earlier on, and now I've went and lost it. Anyway, what it is, it's I'll find it and show it to you. But it's talking about who Lord Balfour was, right? He was a very, 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 very strict Church of Scotland Christian, descendant of Robert the Bruce, King of the Jungle. And he was openly an anti-Semite because staunch Christians hate the Jews for killing the baby Jesus, amongst other things that's built up over the years. And he was an open racist, man. That's who created Israel, right? So if you were an alien from a different planet, right, and you just get flown in here and you were to play catchphrase and say what you see, right? What would you see? You would see a staunch Christian who's openly an anti-Semite and white supremacist. His signature bringing the legal entity around of Israel, which gave them a table in the UN, diplomatically speaking, all that jazz, which gives them power, legitimacy at the table, legally speaking, not just some fucking cunt rolling up and going, this is mine now. So it was Lord Balfour that created that. Think about the Zionist Party working with Adolf, talking about getting them sent to Ethiopia. But Lord Balfour sent them to Jerusalem to create Israel, using the army, the soon-to-be IDF, who were trained by the SAS, right? That's where the IDF, maybe still to this day, back in the day before they were fucking a fighting force, when they were just in their establishment, they were trained by the Brits, the SAS. Israel was legally set up by the Brits. Lord Balfour, Scottish dude, as I said. So I'm an alien getting zapped in like that, right? It get started by Christians who hate Jews and who hate Muslims. Muslims were in charge of that territory through the Ottoman Empire prior to World War One. After World War Two, we had the Holocaust thing in the fucking gas chambers and shit, right? And that allowed the public to accept the ethnic cleansing and all the terrorism shit that went on creating the state of Israel. The state of Israel, remember that, right? Which then kind of get dominated with the Zionist party, and within the Zionist party's ruling institutions that get put in place, you have other gremlins underneath, the left and the right and all that shit. And then they had to get rid of all the Muslims out the West Bank for stealing resources and fucking also so they can rock up and go, hey, we're the only democracy. And have we killed enough people yet? Have we got rid of enough? Have we fucked up? Have we kicked them out enough? Yeah, right, just enough. Have you got your abacus out? Have you counted that? Good. Right, now what I'm going to do, we're the only democracy in the Middle East, motherfucker. Ah, well, you've killed every fucking cunt else. How do you like them apples? Anyway, so that's my crazy theory. Sorry, I haven't even finished. So it was brought around by Christians. Let's say the Christians rule the Zionist party. The Zionist party rules Israel, and all your Jewish people go there to be human shields and a standing army to keep the Muslims out. All orchestrated by Christians who can go unmolested to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the resting place of the baby Jesus, who Christians worship. They don't give a shit about a fucking Roman fort who the Jews, now the wall that the Jews now shag. Woohoo! What did they call it? The glory wall? Somebody fucking said that to make crack me up. Or the fucking dome in the rock. So, let's say the people at the top of the creationist state of Israel have orchestrated this whole thing to make Jews come from all over the world, get conscripted, be a standing army, keep the Muslims out at bay, and even better, let's turn them into a big killing field so the Jews and the Muslims can kill each other endlessly while the Christians can go unmolested to their holy spots in Jerusalem, which is happening. Anyway, enough of my crazy theories.
The UK and the US carry out fresh strikes on Houthi targets in Yemen. Britain's Foreign Secretary says the latest attacks are justified.
What the Houthis are doing is unacceptable, it's illegal,
The Houthis
and it's threatening
are saying that they're doing this
navigation.
against
And
Israeli
nominations
targets.
for this year's Oscars are soon to be announced, with box office blockbusters Oppenheimer and Barbie expected to top the list.
McFly, back in the room.
Hello, I'm Regina Visenov and welcome to This Hour. Well, we begin in the Middle East, where Israel's military says 24 soldiers were killed in central Gaza on Monday, making it the deadliest day for Israeli forces since the start of the ground operation. In a statement, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, "Yesterday we experienced one of our most difficult days since the war erupted." He went on to say, "In the name of our heroes, for the sake of our lives, we will not stop fighting until absolute victory." That comes despite increasing pressure internationally and from within Israel for the fighting to stop to secure the release of the remaining 130 hostages held by Hamas and to allow more humanitarian aid into Gaza. The Israeli military says it's killed dozens of terrorists in Gaza in the past 24 hours. This video from the the total kills since the 7th of October to 25.
They were on a mission to try to make things safer. Then those
on a
two
mission to make
buildings
things safe.
Secretary Lord Cameron said the strike sent the clearest possible message that the country's words would be supported by action. Well, our correspondent David Willis has more.
By action. See these jets, they're having to fly out of Cyprus because apparently the UK can't get a fucking aircraft carrier there. They don't have the fucking Sailorman or whatever. I seen an advert on one of the news channels somewhere the other day for fucking submariners. Is that the Navy? Or is it a different branch? I'm not sure. Is it just a branch of the Navy? Anywho, so the UK doesn't have an aircraft carrier there. America does, and they have their drone base. But what the UK are doing is they're having to scramble refueling ships, stick them up in the air, and these typhoons, I think they have to refuel from Cyprus on the way to hit targets, and they're only doing it out of, it would be easier for the Americans just to take care of everything, but this is to show unity. And what was it? Who was it came out against it? Was it Macron? Macaroni? The French dude? I'm sure. Look, this is just war
jets
porn.
armed with precision guided.
Armed with precision, love bombs and bullets. It's on our side, so these don't go bang, they go rockabye baby, I'm gonna kill you. A precision bomb, right down your throat for you. See, that's what our bombs do, they fucking sing you a lullaby before they blow you up. It's not like these Russian bombs and shit that blow you up. We're just fucking sing you wee lullabies and all that, and the precision. So you don't even notice the house crumbling around you as fucking the whole thing falls apart and you get buried in rubble fucking with broken limbs and shit for a couple of hours. Nah, all good.
Well, when you say working, are they stopping the Houthis? No. Are they going to continue? Yes.
I need some PR. Can somebody tell me? Mate, what you need to do is get a wee hottie man in a skirt. Or one of those wee sexy fucking... Oh, like that redhead in the fucking Labour Party. Boom. Right, imagine her delivering you like fucking some news like that shit, man. You'd be like that. Oh, fuck, man. Fucking, am I getting a semi because of her? Or because of the news? But... listen to this dude, man. He definitely needs to brush up on his delivery skills. Maybe this works in fucking... for Abdul lands, man. I don't know. I thought North Korea were the only ones that fucking, like, thought this kind of shit...
Before the latest strikes, Houthi leaders had vowed to continue their attacks on shipping in the Red Sea as part of a show of support for Palestinians caught up in the war with Israel. However...
my God, man, he needs to work on that delivery. You know, I mean, you could get like Big Dev for Coronation Street, man, and just do some sexual innuendos as you're delivering the news, you know? Keep people a wee bit entertained, spice it up a bit. That's what Netflix will do when they do this in binge-worthy TV.
The Defence Secretary Grant Shapps predicted this latest mission would erode the Houthis' ability to threaten global trade. He had more than 30 attacks.
Right, I don't know if anybody can remember me mentioning this footage. Right, look, they're even, like, see down here, very, well, you can't see it because of my big fucking baldish noggin. Let me show you this shit, right? I've said this for day all, but everybody keeps continuously fucking showing it. This is a training video. This is not them taking over a ship. This is a Houthi video broadcast on Yemeni TV that now all the Western outlets and everybody fucking continuously plays when they're talking about the Houthis. And this is not what they have done or they are doing. This was a training video put out on Houthi TV to show we could do this if we want, but they haven't done it. They're in wee speedboats, rocking up and fucking firing some rockets. To the best of my ability to figure out what's happening. They haven't boarded any ships. They haven't took over any ships. They're fucking throwing fireworks, if you want to call it, at some ships. Iran, on the other case, stole the oil tanker back. But fucking that's been kept quiet because it's embarrassing for the Yankee doodle dandies. The long and the short of it, this must be about a week and a bit ago, man, when all this shit started to kick off. And I think it was in the Gulf of Aden. Strait of Hormuz or some shit, right? It was like right off the Iranian coast. An Iranian oil tanker that had been confiscated due to sanctions against Iran had been renamed for the fucking Al-Abdullah to St. Christopher. Fuck you, Iran. St. Christopher. And then Iran stole it back. Used their military, the Revolutionary Guard, boarded the fucking oil tanker, kicked the Yankee Doodle Dandies off. Nobody was killed. I don't know what happened to the sailormen, the seamen. I don't know what happened to them, but they get kicked off. And the oil tanker, the last of my knowledge, was brought back into Iranian ownership after America, the West, stole it off them using sanctions as the excuse in the first place. Nothing's been said about that, but this was before Pakistan and Iran started, and Syria all started lobbing missiles and shit started exploding there. So anywho,
commercial vessels navigating a key route for world trade have already prompted fears of inflation as freight supplies are delayed or rerouted.
This isn't real.
To which
endlessly
Iran's backing
played.
of the rebels
Watch this
the
space.
troubling
Everybody,
possibility of a
look,
broader
that's probably
conflict
them.
in the Middle East. David Willis, BBC News.
About protecting the free flow of commerce, and that's very much what we've heard.
It's not a free flow of commerce, it's a free flow of British, American and Israeli commerce. Every cunt else has got a free pass. You don't see Russia sending in fucking their military into that area, or anybody else for that matter. But we get threatened with IKEA and world commerce. Look at this pacey, he does look like a slice of fucking cooked ham, doesn't he? Genuinely looks like a slice of cooked fucking ham. We get rid of this prick, and then next thing we know, we get fucking appointed in the fucking house of fucking frauds. I mean, lords.
It's illegal and it's threatening the freedom of navigation. That's why we've taken the action. Alongside that action is a whole set of measures we'll be taking, including sanctions and other pressure to put on the Houthis, combined, of course, with the action the Royal Navy is taking with others in the Red Sea. And we'll be building the strongest coalition of support to back the steps that we've been taken. Let's be absolutely clear.
What is it? The only ships that the Navy's got, I might stand corrected on this shit, I'm trying to go on memory and my memory's pish, but the only ships that the Navy's got in the Red Sea at the moment, and let me get this right, are the ships that have fucking sea-to-air capabilities, right? But they don't have sea-to-sea capabilities, like missile-wise and all that shit. So it's like air support, you know? So they might be able to shoot down a drone or two, but they can't stop the wee speedboats rocking up with fucking... It's probably rocket-propelled grenades. You know what I mean? That's probably what it is, man. Fucking OG style fucking Houthis. Because all we're getting shown is that fucking Houthi training video. Do you know what I mean? That ain't real. Houthis ain't done anything like that yet.
We have no quarrel with the Yemeni people. Indeed, our aid feeds over 100,000 Yemenis every month, using the sea lane, delivering that aid, which is precisely the sea lane that...
Why is it like all these politicians, or a lot of him,
Now, these were the second set of airstrikes in which the UK has taken part. The US
Labour guy,
carried out 8 sets
sound
so
like
far.
heavy
And
fucking
before the UK
gear.
joined those for the first time, the Prime Minister then did brief the leader of the opposition, get the concerns of...
Let's see what else is on the news.
Capability has been destroyed, but of course it can...
To reach that goal.
Sending ships along by Iran side that...
For borrowing, which is the difference between spending and tax income, was £7.8 billion. The amount was below forecast, with many analysts expecting it to be about £14 billion.
Ooh, lower
Here in
than
the UK,
expected.
2 million people could have their gas and electricity cut off this winter because they can't afford to top up their prepayment meter. That's according to new research by Citizens Advice. It comes as a separate report suggests that millions are living far below the poverty line in the UK. The government said it's spending billions on supporting households.
No, you're right.
You're live with BBC News. Ukraine says at least 5 people have been killed in a wave of missile attacks overnight, with the capital...
Right, now I'm only stabbing in the dark here. This comes hot off the heels as what happened in Donetsk when, again, if memory serves, Donetsk, that's the Ruski territory as it stands. There's a mayor in that town. The Western press reports it as the Russian appointed mayor, as opposed to all these lovely democratically elected TV stars of Ukraine. Anywho, there was a fucking missile, bomb, drone attack. It's hard to tell the difference nowadays on a market. And lots of civilians dead. Lavrov was talking about it at the UN meeting. He blamed the West. He blamed the people who gave Zelensky those weapons. He's like, the blood of those civilians are on your hands because a market get fucked up. And then boom shakalaka, this happens. It's like tit for tat bullcrap, man. Isn't it? Armies swinging their dick. But Russia's dug in. And it's their border, if you get me. So they're dug in and will be a lot easier to deal with a war of attrition. I think that's the right word I'm using. Attrition than the West, by all accounts. Because Ukraine, this war isn't going away anytime soon. As I said, it's the money that West is openly funneled in is nearly $1 trillion. I think it's 80 billion or something crazy, and that isn't going to stop. If that stops, the war is over. Ukraine needs money for bombs and bullets and fucking mercenaries. Anywho, so
Kyiv and Kharkiv among cities targeted. Once again, people were seen seeking shelter in the Kyiv metro. The Ukrainian military says of 41 missiles launched by Russia, 21 were destroyed by air defences. Now let's take you to these images of Kharkiv, where the 3 people are reportedly killed and 42 injured in strikes on apartment buildings. Now, there were other fatalities in Kyiv and the Dnipro region. Ukraine's interior minister says the state will vote.
For 100 years, New Hampshire has been the first primary in the race for the liner. She's been really stations open running on this ballot, and barring any unforeseen circumstances, of course, very likely to be the candidate on the Democratic side. So for any candidates who put their name into the ring for the Democrats, this really is...
I love showing this, man. Donald Trump's already made me nearly £3. Now, if people don't know how to read bets, I put it in decimal form because it's easier to understand. So I got 3.75, which is just under 41. So I put £1 on, I'll get £3.75 back. I didn't put any money on because Sky Bet gave me a free bet, nothing to do with all the money they get off me, no. But anywho, I had a £5 free bet. You have to use it all in the winner. And this was September of 2022. September of 2022. And I put a £5 on Donald Trump to win at 3.75. So if I'd put my own money on, I would write, oh no, I don't want any fucking cash out. No. If I put my own money on, I'd be getting £7 back, just under £7 back. But the Sky Bet take the £5 fucking free bet they gave you back off you. So they'll give you a free bet, and if you lose, everything gets lost. Fuck you. But if you win, they're like, oh, here, see that free bet? We want our money back, you bastard. Fucking bookies never lose. Right, so bear that in mind. If bookies never lose, let's go to politics, right? Let's see the odds on Donald Trump. Now, this is quite a strange one, right? The Republican Party, oh, you can't see that shit. Right, the Republican Party is just a ball hair above the Democratic Party. We've got Donald Trump at 2s, that's 2-1. I nearly got I got under just 4. So the odds were I've got nearly double odds. Right, so I called this shit early, and the more and more this goes on, more and more it looks like it was a good call. Joe Biden. Huh, where am I? It's funny watching the monkeys throw shit at each other, man. Because now the Democunts are doing what the Republicans have been doing, or Donald Trump in particular. Whereas, like, it's not even about policy or anything anymore, right? He's a populist, right? He'll say whatever. He's a fucking politician, right? Fucking full stop. Like, whatever fucking label you want to address to Trump. He's a politician. Watch what he does, know what he fucking bumps his guns about. Remember, he was going to tell us who JFK who killed JFK. Remember, before he got elected first time, he was going to appoint a fucking anti-vaxxer or some shit, one of the Kennedys, I believe. Right? This is all PR stunts to fucking garnish windy liquored fucking people. What? The masked windy liquors out their votes. Anywho, but it's Joe Biden as well. You can't when he's conscious and saying shit, man. Fucking, you install no confidence. At least Trump's funny. But the American politics now, it's fuck all to do with policy. It's all to do with perception, PR, and it's like kind of like the American public love a good old rap battle and a good old roast. So it's turned into a political roast, more or less. It's fuck all to do with policy. It's like, he's a bigger prick. Look at her, like, what was it, Crooked Hillary and all that kind of shit, man. And Trump's got this down to a T. Anywho, that's enough about Trump.
Just about
but
bragging
he's
rights.
Rocking and rolling.
So if you're an independent voter, and there are a lot of them in New Hampshire, of course, and they are important. I mean, 40 that.
It's funny seeing like sort of
what does New Hampshire look
lefty,
like? Here you can see on the whole,
the press that isn't
older, it is wealthier,
fans
and it's
of
whiter
Trump
as well than many parts of the United States, and
panicking,
more people with a college degree as well.
Shit.
So those kind of religiously conservative policies that you'll see do well in
BBC
Iowa,
one of them.
not the same calibration. 30-50s is that
right? Trump's walking
Many
the fucking
people are
Republican.
bracing themselves for more extreme weather and travel disruption.
Right, Jocelyn's coming, and it's not a hooker; it's a storm again. Anywho, let's do this, and then I can get out your hair.
GMT, that's midday in Gaza, where Israel has launched more heavy bombardment of the southern part of the Strip. At least 195 Palestinians have been killed in the past 24 hours. The strikes are still targeting Khan Yunis, Gaza's second largest city. The Israeli ground operation there is expanding, pushing more Palestinians to flee further south to Rafah. Israeli forces are targeting hospitals, ambulances, and schools in the city where thousands of civilians are sheltering. They're locked in intense battles with Palestinian fighters also in northern Gaza near Jabalia. Israeli tanks and troops are present in all the areas in red on this map, both in the north and the south of the Gaza Strip. Now, the Israeli army has had its worst day since launching its ground invasion. At least 24 soldiers were killed in Gaza, 21 of them in one single attack.
See, this is what pickles people's nuts and can lead to like crazy ass conspiracies as to why this is happening. Because if this if the people in charge didn't want this to be perpetual warfare, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing just now, because what's getting done just now just like gives you future generations of people willing to rock up and fucking do the exact same shit again. And that, I don't think, is rocket science. It's not rocket science. So the people at the top, and you could argue for all sides, right? But like, depending on where you've nailed your what mast you've nailed your flag to, is probably where your opinion confirmation bias may sway your opinion. But for me, the people at the top, at both sides, seem to be more content on keeping this shit going than ending it. Because what's happening for both sides is just fueling future shit. It ain't doing anything. And I don't know. For me, it's fucking no rocket science, man. It's not rocket science.
A target by...
Oh, fuck, man. Al Jazeera is fucking terrible for that, man. Dead bodies, dead bodies, dead bodies, dead bodies, dead bodies. Right, strikes hitting hospitals. This last year? Or this year? And because the deep state Illuminati, their stream never works properly. Come on, you fuck, man. Funerals are being held in West Jerusalem.
But every poll puts Donald Trump significantly ahead. The reality is, unless there's
told you Scottish rules the world, Scots rule the world.
Is in the final hours of our
we're all over the British fucking press. You can't move on TV without fucking Scots being everywhere. Considering our population, and we've got all our own TV shit up here as well.
On the border with Mexico.
Huh?
And US Open champion Coco
think about it. Scots are everywhere, man. Scotland, Glasgow in particular.
Action is
big
coming
up,
up in
Glasgow,
sport. That's later this hour.
Massive. Glasgow in particular has the biggest campus in Europe. The most colleges, the most universities, most educational fucking institutions, etc., etc., in the whole of fucking Europe. Anyway, war on NHS waste. Oh, fuck off, man. Look at the people that are Glasgow, the biggest campus in Europe. This is going to prove me to be wrong. That's the oldest. Oh man. Oh, there we go. $32,000 students from 135 million countries. With state school aside, our education is actually quite shit hot and world renowned in this country. That's why we separate it for the English muck. And that is how you rule the world. You educate the fucking world. You can't move in Glasgow without bumping into students left, right and fucking centre for everywhere. Anywho, so that's what those stations are saying. Let me just have a wee shifty at what else. Right, so let's have a wee look at what's coming out of Iraq today. Just to get an idea. Staff on 1.5 billion Iraq aid project demands team bribes. Woohoo! 8 hours ago, baby. Aye, man, that invasion went well. US base in Iraq attacked. US base attacked in Iraq. Video, US personnel injured. Don't think I've seen the video. Is it going to show us?
What do we know about the group who say that they are behind the air base attack in Iraq?
They're an Iranian-backed group. The title, Islamic Resistance in Iraq, is an umbrella title that sort of encompasses a lot of these different Shia militia groups, which have really grown in strength over the past decade or so. And they've had many times attacked US bases in Iraq and in Syria, 143 times since Hamas attacked Israel October 7th. That's a lot of attacks. They ramped it up. Why? Because they're proxies for Iran. So this has Iran's fingerprints all over it. What we know from the local mayor who was able to witness this attack on the Ain al-Assad airbase, he saw it from a distance and he said he could see a lot of missiles incoming. Some of them were intercepted by missile defense systems, but some got through. And we understand from the Pentagon that there were injuries among US service personnel. We don't know how many personnel, we don't know how severe. And this is a joint Air Force base, Iraqi military also there. And the Iraqi military say that at least one of their service personnel was injured in this attack. So this really does look like a ramping up. And when you take it in conjunction of what happened in Damascus this morning, you get the sense that this escalation everyone talks about, this is what we may be witnessing here.
Ooh. So
American and British forces have carried out large-scale multiple strikes on Houthi.
Woohoo! Again, people's confirmation bias will throw any information that you can gain out of that report away just because it was CNN. And they're the government left-leaning deep state channel, aren't they? They're the ones that go after Trump all the time. I do believe. Right, so what's happening with Iran? UK officials probe Iran generals' anti-Semitic talks to students 12 hours ago. Woohoo! What was that video done? Like fucking Israel uses anti-Semitism as a weapon, weaponized it. Hitler, Holocaust. Hitler, Holocaust. US and UK launch new strikes against the Houthis, the Iranian-backed Houthis. Keep saying that, right? That'll be constantly getting drummed out the next couple of days. Iran backed, and then boom, false flag attack, 1995, will keep you out of hell. You'll get a false flag attack, something like that. Something will go bang somewhere that you'll be like, oh, fuck me, man. How did the Houthis do that? Something really bad, and then they'll go, oh, well, it's Iran. Gloves are off, bang. I hit Iran. It's just a theory. It's a scenario. But if you will read between the lines of the predictive messaging that's coming out from the press, Iran backed. At first it was the Houthis, who are backed by Iran. Now in the headlines themselves, it's Iran backed. So Iran is actually now becoming. Before it was the Houthis who were backed by Iran. Houthis first, Iran second. Now it's Iran backed Houthis. Right, and you'll see this. I'm going to argue you'll see this more and more. Where's my fucking moose? Loose about this house. Large explosion heard in Iran industrial town. Oops! The Times at Israel. Yeah, baby! Showing off their good work. America and Iran step closer. Woohoo! The Economist. Missing US Navy SEALs declared dead. 21 hours ago, 2 Navy SEALs dead. Soldier arrested in Iran after inside attack, killing 5 troops. Al Monitor. Fucking took the thing mate out my mouth. Syria next. Pentagon floats plans for its Syria Kurd allies to partner with Assad against ISIS. Oh my god, the fucking my head is hurting. So, right, hold on. Pentagon floats a plan for its third. So it's like, is that whatever fucking thing me saying that, like, we know that fucking the Kurds are basically America's Abdul Army allies to partner with Assad. The new Hitler! He gassed his own people! He gassed his own people! Look, we've got a fucking tin can that's empty here, and people going live on camera. He gassed his own people. He's the new Hitler. Let's partner up with him. Sounds about right. Live Syria versus India. Oh, fuck, that's football or some shit. No, cricket. Football. Asian Cup, that's football, actually. I watched the Syria. Who were Syria playing the other day, man? I think it was Egypt or some shit, man. Caught a wee bit, yeah. Iran accused Israel of Syrian strike that killed 5 military advisors. That was like a couple of days ago. Sudan. 3 hours ago, EU sanctions 6 companies accused of undermining stability in Sudan. Oops! Reuters, EU adopts sanctions against 6 entities involved in Sudan war. Oops! Sudan Council adds 6 entities. Right, there we go. Sudan. Somalia. Oh, right, so it was like they're dragging some... No, well, yesterday's reports, it was they were going after ships involved in Iran smuggling arms to the Houthis. And today, or updated, they're now bringing Somalia into it. Interesting. Well, back in my butt, aye. Well, back in my butt, aye. Aye. Somalia pirates are back, motherfucker. EU observer. Hey, can anybody see the kind of pattern I'm kind of trying to draw? Fucking thingies to. I think I've fucking fucked this up earlier, but this should work. No. Right. This will work. It should work anyway. Anywho, this is a suppository. A social media, know the crack cocaine. But I don't hate to go back to this. Very telling at this time, man, when you see what's happening. Iraq getting dragged into yet again another war when they're talking about their Kurds allies. That's the north of fucking Iraq as well, where there's an autonomous region of Kurdistan or whatever. I get your head around that. The Kurds hate the Turks. The Brits used them to kick out the Brits. Hated the Turks, aka the Ottoman Empire back in the day, and that's how that alliance it was first formed. So the Brits in the West would give the Kurds lots of love bombs and bullets to get the Ottoman Empire out, and then they would be their bitches, if you get me. And it was all about getting the fucking Ottoman, bringing an end to the Ottoman Empire's tentacles, power tentacles. Syria's getting dragged into this shit. Lebanon, the war's getting kicked off there again on the Lebanon-Israel border. Libya, in fact, let's just stick Libya in. See the beauties, the beauty of what's happening in Libya. Why not? 22 hours ago, visas for foreigners. Libya Herald, oil rises about 2% after suspected. What the fuck, why is that coming up with Libya? Key oil market. Erdogan explore new deal on migratory flows from Libya. Oh, well, a lot of the brown people in boats maybe not in the UK, but a lot of the European countries, I'd say for obvious reasons. If you go and look at a map, the hop, skip and a jump across the Med, and then you're in mainland Europe. That's where a lot they're getting out of Libya, because Libya's been turned into an absolute fucking shithole. What were we told about why? What was the excuse used for Libya? Can anybody remember? Answers on a postcard. Libya, Somalia and Sudan just touched on, and then finishing off with Iran. Will we see strikes on Iran after all the rhetoric that's getting bandied about with the kinda, where was it? The Houthis. I've lost it. I've lost it in more ways than one. What I mean by is it's now Iran-backed Houthis. It's not like Houthis backed by Iran. They're ramping up this connection. I'm not saying it's no there. I think even Iran admits that it's there. You can argue good, bad, uglies all about it. But it's there. And will this, if the Houthis escalate this shit, I don't know, let's say an American ship gets blown up or some shit and a UK ship gets blown up, a lot of people die, they'll be forced into a response. What will that response be? Hitting Iran, or hitting Yemen? Because hitting Yemen isn't working. Anyway, that's enough for today. Get it? More ramblings of a madman's mind. Remember, thumbs it up if you do enjoy these little rambles. And tune in tonight. I might do a wee live stream with a poll about, will we see a strike on Iran itself? Get it? Got it? Good. Get cheese, no cats or cheese. Clips. And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell. 5 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.